2 weeks. It cut.
This meeting is being recorded.
All right.
Okay.
So I'm telling our technical person to share the slides.
Okay. Okay, that's fine. Okay, great. Thank you.
Can everybody see the slides?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, are you ready?
Yes.
Okay. Can you go to the next slide, please?
Oh. Sorry.
All right. Okay, so the first 1,000 days of a child's life is very, very critical. They are very, very critical. And nutrition during this period directly affects brain development, immunity, growth, and even long-term eating habits. So the first one, so parents today actually are very overwhelmed with feeding, and social media says one thing, labels say another thing, and everyone seems to have an opinion. But my goal today is to simplify this conversation. Can you, the next one, please? Thank you. Okay, yeah. So almost every parent always has this question: is homemade food better? Are store-bought foods unsafe? What if I don't have the time or the energy? Am I feeding my baby the right way? The truth is, it's not about homemade versus store-bought, okay? It's about quality, safety, nutrient density. Um, can we have the next one? Thank you. So nutrient dense foods provide more nutrients per bite, not just calories. For babies, especially, we're looking for iron, protein, healthy fats, vitamins, and minerals. A food can be homemade and still be low in nutrients, and a food can be store bought and still be a good option. So you need to be able to make the right choices. Um, Homemade meals allow parents to control the ingredients, the textures, the flavor. You can include local foods, family meals, and expose babies to the same foods the household eats. This supports acceptance and long term healthy eating. Um, so, homemade baby food, the challenges. However, homemade feeding has challenges. Time constraints for busy moms, inconsistent nutrients, food safety risk if the meals are not being prepared well, stored properly, or reheated properly. For example, many homemade meals are heavy on carbohydrates, but low in iron, which is critical after 6 months old. Um, Store-bought baby food, the pros. Store-bought baby foods are very helpful, very, very helpful. They're convenient, portion controlled, and produced under regulated food safety standards. For busy parents, travel days, or backup meals, they can absolutely have a place. Now, for store-bought food, the concerns. The concern is that many store-bought options are high in fruits and starch, low in proteins and healthy fats, and they are usually over processed. Some are marketed as healthy, but they actually do not meet your baby's nutritional needs. In fact, some of them are very unhealthy and you should literally stay away from them. So you have to be careful and pick the right products for your little ones, okay? Um, how to choose better store-bought options. You have to be able to read your labels. Do not be lazy to read your labels. Always check your labels. Avoid added sugars for babies, um, added sugars and salts for babies before one. You look for iron and protein. Parents should look beyond the front label and the packaging and the colors. You have to check the ingredients, okay? Minimal ingredients are best. The inclusion of iron rich foods like meats, beans, and fortified grains. Remember, organic food does not automatically mean that they're nutrient dense. Um, so, how do we build a nutrient dense homemade meal for your baby? So we have to include things like proteins, ions, healthy fats, fruits, vegetables. Every nutrient dense baby meal should include a source of that. For example, beans with vegetables and oil, good oil, please, meats, grains, and all of those good things. So, another thing you need to look out for is food safety. The way your baby's food is being prepared is very, very critical, very, very important, especially for babies. So you have to always ensure that you have clean hands and utensils, proper storage and refrigeration, safe reheating practices. Unsafe food handling can cancel out most of the nutritious meals. So you have to be able to apply good food safety standards when making your baby's food. You have to really be careful. And now, a much more balanced approach to choosing between homemade baby food and store bought. foods. So feeding babies actually does not have to be perfect. A balanced approach combining well-planned homemade meals with carefully chosen store-bought meal options is realistic and sustainable for most families. The final takeaway here is, or rather, my key message today is simple: focus on nutrients density, prioritize food safety, and choose confidence over perfection. A well-fed baby is not defined by where the food came from, but by how thoughtfully it was chosen and prepared. Thank you very much. Thank you so much for listening, and
Thank
I hope
you
this session can
so much. Thank you so much.
be
Do we
to.
have questions? I have a personal question. Do we have questions?
I have question.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. I love how simple and clear it is. And I really love the end where you said, you know, a well-fed baby is not about where the food comes from, but about the thought that goes into it. So I had a follow-up question with that. I know that one of the major things a lot of moms or parents struggle with is the
Yeah,
thoughts, to be quite
yeah,
honest. Like it
yeah.
gets overwhelming when you're at
Very,
home, maybe you have like three children, three different age brackets, and they're like, what am I going to feed everybody today? Maybe this person doesn't like it, this section, you're just losing their mind. What
yeah.
would you say to a mom that is that overwhelmed? Like, what would you like give like 2 or 3 simple steps that she can use to just like calm herself down and like walk through her day to be able to feed all the children in her house?
Okay, so one thing that works for me myself, because I juggle a lot of things. So what I do mostly is I prep. I prep. So of course, as you know, I have a baby food brand now. So I prep along with for all the children, for my children, I prep. So before, like on Friday or on Saturdays, I make my meals, and I know, okay, this is going to last my baby for like 1 week, 2 weeks. But because of how frequent we make meals, I can do 1 week. But if you're a mom that has a lot of things to do, you could just prep, make your food, put it in the freezer, store it well. When you are ready, dinner, breakfast, lunch. You don't even have to be at home to feed your baby well. You literally don't have to be home. You have to plan. And that's where a lot of moms actually fail. They actually do not plan. You can actually plan. You can feed your baby some store bought meals. So meaning you have to be very careful and intentional, because once you are not intentional about your baby's feeding, everything is going to be hectic. Everything is going to be chaotic. Your life will be shaking. So prepping is one thing that has helped me, and as I know will also help a lot of moms to do. So just prep your meals, go to the market. If you can't go to the market, source other forms of feeding, but make sure there are healthy options. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so somebody is asking, what's the safe reheating process?
Okay, so safe reheating process. Before we get to safe reheating process, we have first of all ensure that you are storing the right way, because a lot of people don't store the right way. There are a couple. There are a lot. There are some things you don't store in the freezer. There are some things you store in the freezer, and there's a timing for all of this. Okay, so once you get the right storage right, then for reheating, so you could defrost overnight and then put it up in the microwave in a stainless steel in a good plate to be able to warm. You try to avoid most of the plastics, because they're not so good for your baby or your little ones or even yourself. So you could put that in a ceramic plate or a steel plate and warm something that is microwavable and warm. Okay, so you could microwave. You could also use your cooker. Yeah. So you could once you've defrosted probably overnight. So let me say for example, if you know that you want to feed your baby like a meal in the morning, breakfast, you could bring it out in the night, put it in the fridge, let it get a little bit soft, Then in the morning, you could just take a portion of that, put it in a plate, put it up in the oven, or you use your gas cooker to reheat your meal. And I think it's
Thank you very much.
yeah, thank you.
Somebody's asking, Pep is asking, in ingredients, check like the protein and iron. How do you know the grams are in the right proportion?
Okay, so that's where you have to do your checks and you meet people like nutrition for kids to help you if he's a very good expert in that. So I think you have to answer that question very well because you know now.
So our pediatric nutritionist, come and answer
Yes,
question.
he's the one that will give you the exact, she would give it to
So
you. So
iron
I'm
iron
giving that
grams vary. Iron grams vary by age, so it's really hard to say um, this is the exact amount. What I always suggest is try not to feed foods that have primarily non-heme iron as your true source of iron. So a good example would be if you buy baby cereal, for example, now, and they say high in iron. Yeah, yes, it is, but it's only non-heme iron. So there are two types of iron. There's non-heme and there's heme. Non-heme, the body needs support to absorb it, and heme, the body does not need support. It just absorbs it very easily. You get heme iron from animal protein. You get non-heme iron from vegetable and plant sources. So if you ever see a baby cereal that says high in iron, yes, it is true. But will your child absorb it? Not really. You need another better source, or you need vitamin C along with it. So for me, when you see something on packaging, if it's not meat, don't disturb yourself about how many grams or whatever the case is, right? Because that's not the best source of iron. Does that make sense? Because sometimes on the like she said earlier, on the front, they will write exciting things for you, but the back is what will tell you the truth. Now, if anything is dried, especially if it's not fresh, anything that is dried, you really don't see animal protein dried. It's always fresh, right? So anything that is dried is mostly plant protein or grains, and they are not the best sources of iron. And then I also want to chip in that egg, even though it is an animal protein, is not a good source of iron either, because I feel like that is one of the sources of iron parents used to feed babies a lot with. Oh, I give my child 2 eggs a day, 3 eggs a day. They are not getting iron. You need meat, you need beef, you need chicken, you need fish in their meals. Yeah. Okay.
thank you.
Somebody else is asking, Terry is asking, are Ziploc bags safe for storing foods?
I wouldn't recommend that, especially for for yourself and for your babies. Just try to invest in good containers to store your baby meals. Stainless steels. You could just, save up and get a good stainless steel, and I think that will work. That will work fine. Stainless steel is good.
Victoria is asking, is steaming a good form of safe reheating?
Yes, yes. Locks in the nutrients. Yes, yes. Nothing is left out. Yes, so steaming is perfect for reheating.
Yeah, okay. Please, any other question? I can't see any other questions here. Any other questions? So I want to ask, typically from your current markets, what are like the major challenges you've had when it comes to the moms that you serve? Like when it comes to buying homemade food, what are like the major challenges that come around the people that you serve right now?
So complaints um sorry, can you come again?
The people
Like
that you serve, so there are challenges that they have, maybe challenges that make them come to you.
Okay.
Yes. Yes.
So a lot of moms are very confused, especially when it comes to feeding their babies, even moms that have had babies before. So this is not just for new moms. Even moms that have 2 kids, 3 kids, they are really confused because kids are very, very unpredictable. Some of them have the good knowledge, but sometimes they may not be making the meals the way their babies actually would like to, and maybe because they may not have the experience or knowledge, so they come to us to see how they could switch to a healthier alternative, just like cooking in your house. It's just like cooking food for your baby, yes. So they get to still get that same quality, that same freshness, and all of that. Some of them are also some moms have.
Is it my internet?
I don't
Everybody
know.
hear me?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear
Yes.
you. Okay, you're back now. We can hear you.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
so most times it's just feeding challenges, like not being able to, maybe time, maybe a mom is busy and they just want, help. And some moms don't like cooking. Some moms actually hate cooking, so they come and it's safe, it's perfect, it's just like cooking at home. Some moms can't cook, maybe they just had another baby, and they need to feed the ones that are there, so they come for different reasons. But I think one of the most important thing is they come because it's quite healthy. It's healthy feeding, so I think that's just clicks for them.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Thank you. The other question I wanted to ask, I see somebody has already asked, is how long can one store already made? This person is asking how long can one store already made pap? But I want to ask generally, how long can somebody store already made food for a baby?
Okay. So for a baby, we usually recommend a month, but I always recommend my clients to try and finish up their baby meals in like 3 weeks, 2 weeks. The fresher, the better. Well, that's how that's how I am. So the fresher, the better. But it could last for a month or two, depending on the meal that is being made. Yeah.
Okay.
In the freezer, yes, can be stored.
I would also want to ask how, when you store a food in the freezer or fridge or wherever,
Yeah.
what can you check so that you be sure that that food is not either spoiled or contaminated or something? If probably it's not stored properly and you didn't know that you didn't store it properly, like what are the signs? What are the things you should check for?
Okay. The things you could check for are so you could check for sliminess in the meals. Um, that would obviously be maybe it wasn't stored properly before. It was probably refrigerated, and it's giving signs. The smell of the food. That means maybe your light or something was not working at a particular time and it just happened, and then you're warming and you can smell. Once you smell, you throw it away. Once you see sliminess, you throw it away. Um, Frost on them, white frost, that whitish frost, throw it away. So like I think those are the main things. But foods that are usually frozen actually lasts pretty well. They last pretty well when stored properly.
Yeah. So when you said frost, is it like mold frost or freezer frost?
Freezer first.
Oh, okay. Oh, I didn't
Yeah,
know.
freezer first.
So, Josephine is asking, I think this will be the last question. Josephine is
Okay.
asking moms that their baby are not eating foods like rice, beans, meat, swallow, but they take, sorry, I can't. Uh, can you help me read the question? Sorry, my mouse is not moving.
Sure. The question says, moms that their babies are not eating foods like beans, rice, meat, swallow, etc. yet, but they take pap and blended oats. How can we replace the important nutrients?
Okay, so you have a child that eats oats and pap. Obviously, that texture is smooth. So you already have a clue there. Smooth, right? Now, is it sweet? Okay, when you make the pap, what do you put in it? Do you put like your bananas and stuff or dates and all that? Yes. So you already know that, oh, my baby likes smooth textures, tasty sweets. So what you could do, um, you could actually blend those meals. You cook them properly, cook them like you would want to feed them. Cook it, put your vegetables, put your crayfish, put your carrots, put everything that you want. I want my baby to eat broccoli today, carrots, fish, this. Cook the meal. Then you blend it. Then if you know that your baby likes probably, maybe has a bit of a sweet tooth, you could add dates. Then you check out recipes, immerse yourself in recipes, check nutrition for kids, check my page. I have a truckload of recipes there. You get tired. So you could just try them out, try different recipes to see what your baby likes. And that's where a lot of moms really find it so hard because they're not willing to be patient. You have to be patient with your baby now because this is a baby that is learning how to eat, learning the skill, learning learning how to even move the food around, learning the textures, the taste, smell. So you have to be very, 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 very patient. Very patient. That's a baby. So if your baby refuses the food today, you try it next tomorrow. You try it next month. You will try it until they like it. And you have to know that you are the one that determines what your baby eats. You are in charge, you're in control. I know that they're in control, but you're in control too. So where you have your control, you have to um add or like use like you have to be smart. You have to have street sense when you're making their meals because they will spit it on your face. So just try your best to try new recipes, and you could try if your baby likes blended meals, you blend it and try. Your baby might just take it. Your baby may not take it today, your baby may take it tomorrow or next tomorrow or even next month, and that may even be your baby's best meal. So just keep it open, be open-minded. Be open-minded.
Yeah. I also want to add something to it. So when people say, oh, my child does not take a particular kind of food, and they take, since your child takes pap, your child takes oats, some of these food can be based for all those food that your child does not take. You can still blend their powdered or grounded or beans that you can, or flour beans in flour form that you can add to their food. There are things like you can also blend their protein and put it. Pap is a very good base for a lot of these things. Oat is also a very good base. So if they are not taking it in the form that you think that they should be able to take it, there are also other unconventional forms that they can take it through. If most of the moms that have gone through our PEDs Nutrition Challenge would know this, that we make a lot of food in very unconventional ways that you will not even think. I think Lagos Housewife yesterday was also talking about how she found out that you can make cake using beans. And if you have ever gone through PEDs, you know that that's like common knowledge. You can make anything with anything, basically, if you just know what you're supposed to mix together. Yeah, that's what I wanted to add. Somebody said, serious case. I don't know the meaning of that. So do we have any more questions before our next speaker? Our next speaker
One
is my co-founder.
question.
Wait, one more question.
Yeah, someone said, do you mean we should trash freezer frost
These are
meals?
first meals. Okay.
Well, so once you check it and you look at it and you say, oh, my baby I can't give my baby this. Just know that you have to trash it. I think you should use that. Just use your mother instinct. Use your mother instinct. You will know. You will know when a meal looks bad. In you, if you are the one to eat it, you will know that, oh no, I don't think my baby, this doesn't look right, and I'm not giving my baby this. So I think.
And just for context, I think it's important that we know what freezer frost means. Freezer frost means that the food is open. What you close is no longer closed, is open. That's why the ice from inside the freezer has entered into the food, which means that whatever is in your freezer, if you have not cleaned your freezer in like 3 months, everything that is in your freezer has entered that food.
Absolutely.
And you will lose nutrients because freezer frost means that there's water, additional water has been added, and you don't know how much water, right? All you're seeing is the top. You don't know how much water. So by the time you defrost that food, number one, texture is destroyed, taste is destroyed, and there's new bacteria that was not there before that has entered. So if you are worried about throwing away freezer frost food, clean your freezer regularly and make sure that the so something I'm going to enter science now. When you freeze something, when you freeze something, it expands, right? Because majority of the food that you're putting has a liquid in it or has room, there's space inside the container, right? So make sure that you never fill your container all the way to the top. Like don't try and force all the food into one small container. Give space at the top of that thing so that when you close it and it expands, right? It will not it will not remove the cover during expansion, and that's what causes freezer frost. Think about it like the reason why we don't put fizzy drinks in the freezer. You know that the bottle will burst by the time you are bringing the bottle. So it's the same concept. It's just that what you're packing doesn't have gas, but there is space, right?
Also, I wanted to add something. Because of we are dealing with babies here, their immune system, their stomach, everything is still very fragile. So even if as an adult you can say, oh, I want to do German and eat it like that, you have to consider babies because everything is still fragile for them. So because of that, if and one additional bacteria that is not good for their tummy enters into the food and you are giving them like that, it will not, what your own immune system and your stomach can handle, their own will not be able to handle, basically. So if somebody is asking that, how can we tell if a bread bought from a bakery is whole wheat bread? Basically, it's usually written on the label. Please, if you don't know how to read your label, it should not be as if every time I'm talking about PEDs. Don't know how to read your label, please. Come and register for PEDs and all of those things, you will learn it. Yeah. Thank you so much. Somebody was asking for our handle. Our handle is at Feeding Little Angels. The Angels is double N.